somebody from Washington needs to come down here and make a difference.
I'm carrying water for these old ladies. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm a 54-year-old man dying doing this shit.
I feel like I need to be holding the whole building hostage.
An absolutely packed house as Hillary Clinton came to Flint today.
I think we all know we would have had a solution yesterday.
Where a shooter is still inside his house.
Going down for real.
I want my son's story to be sung like a bird.
After nearly 24 hours, Leroy Kosas was found dead in his North Sherman home as a result of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Around 9 o'clock, using a robot, they discovered Mr. Kosas was deceased.
From robots to tear gas, law enforcement officials worked throughout the night trying to get Kosas to come out of his home after he barricaded himself inside.
State police had negotiators there, a team of negotiators trying to get him to come out and surrender and end this thing peacefully.
But Kosas' mother says it was all too little, too late.
There's a lot going through my head today from being angry that the last time I talked to my son was 10:55 last night when he said that he loved me and that he wasn't going to come out to have the police shoot and kill him, and he wasn't going to be caged like an animal.
She says her son has felt chased almost his entire life, and this was just his breaking point.
I love him very much. That his entire family and friends love him. That I didn't want him to take his own life.
It gets pretty heavy after 2 blocks.
Water. As President Obama declares a state of emergency in Flint.
Clean water is the law. Quality water.
You're the wall and capital of the country.
Frustration is a pretty common emotion as people exit City Hall after paying their water bill.
I thank God I'm a Christian man because I feel like I need to be holding the whole building hostage and saying somebody from Washington needs to come down here and make a difference.
You can't use the water until you got to run around here and get water.
Now there's some good news for water customers after Governor Snyder signed a $30 million appropriation to help ease the pain when coming through these doors.
Who cares? Washington doesn't. Snyder just tried to kill me, so who cares?
I don't think it's nothing, as far as I'm concerned. Hell, we shouldn't have to pay anything but the sewage.
Joel, Steph, an absolutely packed house as Hillary Clinton came to Flint today to hear those face-to-face stories from residents living through this water crisis. You could say Hillary Clinton had a warm welcome in Flint. The presidential candidate made a stop here today to address the ongoing water crisis and speak to residents about what they can expect for solutions on a federal level.
Your other congressional representatives are working to pass an amendment to get $200 million to fix Flint's water infrastructure. Congress needs to pass that bill immediately. This is no time for politics as usual.
Addressing the possible health effects from lead exposure in the water, she says she wants to take a look at long-term solutions.
We don't yet know how many children have been affected by lead poisoning. We don't yet know how many challenges they will face in the years ahead. But what we do know, we know that even a single child suffering lead poisoning due to the state's neglect is one child too many.
The problem started back in 2014 when the city switched from the Detroit water system to the Flint River, corroding the pipes with lead. Clinton says it wouldn't have happened if this weren't Flint.
Clean water is not optional, my friends. It is not a luxury. I said weeks ago, if what had been happening in Flint had happened in Grosse Pointe or Bloomfield Hills, I think we all know we would have had a solution yesterday.
And as she left the stage promising to return, Flint was one step closer to finding help.
I will be there with you, and I will make sure in any way that I can that America stays with you too.
And again, Clinton says she will be returning. In fact, that will be happening in March when she comes here to debate against presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. Live in Flint, Miranda Parnell, NBC 25 News. It's ice fishing weekend and the rods are out.
It's a completely different kind of fishing. You got to be up north, got to have that cold weather.
This morning out at Haithco Park, the recreation area held an ice fishing open house for the public. Or at least that was the plan.
Unfortunately, the cold weather put a damper on that today. Just with the below zero temperatures, with the wind chill, we had to postpone the event.
But even temperatures near the sub-zero mark couldn't keep some fishermen off the ice.
I just have fun doing it. It doesn't matter if I'm with somebody or not. Just fun.
Carter Kolinowski says in his shanty, his heater gives all the warmth he needs to keep him in the game.
My dad took me out, and ever since I've been hooked into it.
And if you didn't get a chance to make it out to Haithco today, don't worry. The cold temperatures won't keep you away for long. You still have a few days to make it out and get that ice fishing done. And if you do decide to head out with your bait, you just may see some old pros. Ice fishing in Saginaw Township, Miranda Parnell, NBC 25 News.
I'm a big salt eater. I love salty foods, salty anything. And I really like steak.
At the age of 21, Jennifer Gay didn't exactly eat healthy.
20-year-olds don't think about those things.
That's what she thought before she was diagnosed with high cholesterol.
I was pretty scared about it at first.
Gay has a family history of heart disease. Her grandfather had a heart attack at the age of 41 and her father at 38. But thanks to her pushy mom, who's a nurse, she went in early to get her cholesterol checked. It came back at 270. That number should have been between 100 and 200.
It was kind of scary, but I didn't really know how to process it because I didn't really know anything about what it meant.
Which is why doctors are urging women in their 20s to get educated on heart disease now.
If you don't do something now, 5-10 years from now, you're going to have issues.
Debbie Best, a cardiovascular nurse specialist at Covenant, says if you have a family history, make sure your other risk factors are under control. Now that means
exercising, knowing what your blood pressure is, knowing your cholesterol, getting that daily activities.
According to a study by the American Heart Association, women between ages 25 and 34 years old have the lowest awareness rate of any age group.
Now, one of the easiest things you can do to make sure your heart is in check is by getting a quick cholesterol checkup. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and poke.
Your cholesterol really is a factor of how your body is breaking down some components.
Now in her late 20s, that is something Gay is now aware of, and she's taken steps to bring her cholesterol down.
Eating lean proteins has helped to kind of curb my red meat addiction. I eat venison a lot.
But this is more than a diet change for Gay. It's a lifestyle she hopes all women take to heart.
It's real, and it happens at all ages, and just because the men in your family have heart problems doesn't mean that you're not going to get it.
Kristen Aguirre, Fox 66.
What are y'all having problems with now?
Water. Water.
Meet Chip. He's one of 300 union plumbers who are volunteering to install faucets and supplies in homes across Flint.
It's satisfying to give back to the community.
Chip headed over to Oscar Brown's house to help give him access to water that his family can actually drink.
Very important, because me, myself, I don't have the money to do it myself, and so it's important to get someone to come in and do it.
Brown says his family has been depending on water bottles throughout the crisis that began when Flint switched from the Detroit water system to the more corrosive Flint River as a way to save money, corroding the pipes with lead.
We don't drink it, period. We don't drink that water, period. You drink bottled water.
Now these plumbers are coming together to right the wrongs in the place they call home.
It's our community. It's right here. This isn't some other country. This is America. These are all our American brothers and sisters.
Making houses safe again for families like the Browns.
Thank you.
Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.